Alright, good evening, everyone.
Good evening, madam.
Okay. Okay, it's already 6 p.m. So we should start with our class. Okay, as usual, we will continue where we last stopped. And we will also check our exercise last class first. Okay, I'll be quick. I cannot wait any longer. And I'll try to finish this lesson in time. Okay, if you guys have any question, as usual, you can always ask, or you can write down in the chat box. Okay, so let's start. We will start with your exercise. Exercise 16. Write the chemical equation. This is chemical properties of acid. Which chemical properties of acid is this? What is the properties of acid here? Hello?
Salt and water.
Acid react with?
Bases.
Yes, okay. Acid react with base, and the product will be salt and water. So this will be your guideline for you to be able to write down your chemical equation. Okay, so chemical equation, remember, there are no charge. Okay, everything must be neutral, and we must have product and reactant. So this bit is reactant, this bit is product. So you know you will have two reactants and two product. Okay, let's see. First one is already done for you. Zinc. Are you sure this is acid plus base?
Acid plus metal plus acid.
Yes, this is not acid plus base. This is acid react with metal. Okay, so when acid react with metal, what is our product?
Salt and hydrogen gas.
Yes, salt and hydrogen gas. Kalau salah properties, if you get the properties wrong, then you will get the product wrong. When you get the product wrong, your chemical equation will be wrong as well. Okay, so please tengok soalan. Alright, so this one, the first one that I have done for you is zinc react with hydrochloric acid. So zinc react with hydrochloric acid, you will get salt and hydrogen gas. So now let's start with magnesium and nitric acid. Okay, first we write down the ions for the acid. So the ion for the acid will always be hydrogen ions. And the cation for the acid is nitrate ions. Okay, and metals is magnesium. Write down the ions for magnesium as well. Magnesium 2+. So now we know that when a reaction happens, the partner will change. So now the nitrate ion will no longer partner with hydrogen, it will partner with magnesium. So For the product, you write down as given, magnesium plus nitric acid. And then you already know the product for the formula for hydrogen gas, H2. You just have to find out the formula for the salt. So for the formula for the salt, you just cross multiplication the ions for the metals and the anion from the acid. So Mg2 plus 8NO3 minus 2 1 sorry yes, so Mg NO3 to Mg NO3. Okay, is the chemical equation balanced now? Is it already balanced?
No.
No. Okay, we have 2 hydrogen here, but we only have 1 hydrogen. So we put 2 in front. So hydrogen is now balanced. Nitrate also have 2. Here we also have 2 nitrate. So now it is balanced. So, okay, kita buat lebih cepat. Aluminium react with hydrochloric acid. So hydrochloric acid HCl, aluminium Al. So just write down the reactant Al plus HCl. And then the product will be salt and hydrogen gas. You just have to figure out the salt punya formula. So macam tadi, untuk tahu the salt punya formula, we know that this partner, yang partner dengan hydrogen ion will now partner up with aluminium ion. So aluminium ion is Al3 plus, chloride is minus. So cross multiplication, you will get AlCl3. And then you just write down in your equation. And then, is this balanced? Is it already balanced?
No.
No. So what should we balance first?
Hydrogen.
Hydrogen. Okay, we got 2 hydrogen here and 1 hydrogen here. So if we put 2 here, the chlorine will be 2, but we have 3 chlorine here. So it's not enough. So we balance the chlorine first. So 3 chlorine. 3 chlorine, aluminium, 1. Now we have 2 hydrogen here and 3 hydrogen here. It is not enough as well. So we have to multiply by 2. So 3 times 2 will be
6.
6. And then how can we make these 2 hydrogen 6?
3.
Times 3.
3. We put 3 in front. And then hydrogen is now balanced. Chlorine is not balanced. We have 3 chlorine here, but we have 6 chlorine here. What should we do?
Times 2.
2. So we took 2 in front. So now chlorine is balanced, hydrogen is balanced. Aluminium is not balanced. Aluminium here we got 2, aluminium here we got 1. So what should we do?
Put 2.
Put 2 in front. Okay? So I know that you already got the pattern. So next I will just write down the answer. So zinc plus sulfuric acid, you will get zinc sulfate plus hydrogen, and it's already balanced. Next one is iron plus nitric acid, and you will get iron nitrate plus hydrogen gas. Should balance there. Then it's done. So that is how you write the chemical equation. Next one, the chemical equation for another properties of acid. So which properties of acid here? Acid plus what?
Bases. Base.
Okay, good. Acid plus base. And we know that we will get salt and
Water.
water. So buat yang benda yang paling senang dulu. You write down the product first. You write down the reactant first. It's given there. Reactant. And then the product. We already know how to write water. And then just salt. Okay. So this one will pair with this one. K plus NO3 minus. Same charge. Just write down. Balance? Not yet. K2. So 2K. 2. Oh, we have 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7. Okay, now it's balanced, right? Yes, it's already balanced. Next one. Magnesium hydroxide. So if you don't know how to write down the formula, you should do it from the start lah, macam biasa. Magnesium hydroxide. Saya pun dah malas nak, bukan dah banyak kali buat. Okay, so you should be able to do this lah. So magnesium hydroxide plus sulfuric acid. You should know the formula for acid by now. Okay, kita tinggalkan dulu salt and water. So salt will be magnesium and sulfate. MgSO4. Is it balanced? Not yet. We got 2H, 2OH. So put 2 here. 4H, 4H here, 2O. Now it's balanced. Next one, zinc hydroxide. Zinc hydroxide plus hydrochloric acid. We got salt and water. You are checking your answer, right?
Yes.
Okay, check your answer, okay? So the salt will be zinc chloride. So zinc chloride. Is it balanced? Not yet. So 2 here, 2, 2. We have 4H and 2O. So another 2 here. Now it's balanced. Next, sodium hydroxide. Sodium hydroxide plus nitric acid. You will get salt plus water. And your salt will be sodium nitrate. Sodium nitrate. And I think it's all balanced. There. That is the answer. Next one. Again, chemical equation. So this one is the properties of acid. When acid react with
Metal carbonate.
Yes, metal carbonate. And what are the product?
Salt, carbon dioxide, and water.
Yes, good. Salt, water, and carbon dioxide. So now, okay, the first one, copper carbonate. Okay, react with nitric acid. So we know we have acid here and we have carbonate. So we should know that we will have 3 products. So acid plus metal carbonate. Okay, write down the product that we know first, carbon dioxide and water, and we just have to find the formula for the salt. So the salt will be copper nitrate, Cu2 plus NO3 minus. So it will be CuNO3 2. Check whether it's balanced. 2H, 2 nitrate. Alright, it's balanced. Next, calcium carbonate and nitric acid. CaCO3 plus HNO3. You will get salt, water, and carbon dioxide. The salt will be calcium nitrate. So Ca2 plus nitrate NO3 minus. CaNO3 2. Is it balanced? Check. We have 2 nitrates, so 2 here. Hydrogen 2, hydrogen here is 2 as well. So now it's balanced. Next one, zinc carbonate and sulfuric acid. Zinc carbonate and sulfuric acid. We'll get salt, water, and carbon dioxide. Okay, the salt will be zinc sulfate. Zinc sulfate. Then check whether it's balanced. 2, 2, zinc 2. Yes, it's already balanced. There. Next one, magnesium carbonate. MgCO3 plus ethanoic acid. CH3COOH. We get salt, water, and carbon dioxide. So the salt will be magnesium ethanoate. Magnesium ethanoate. So Mg1 GCH3COO2. There. Balance, not yet. So 2 here. Now it's balanced. 2H. It's balanced. Okay? Do you have any more question? Do you get all the answer correct? Or there are some answer are wrong? Hello?
Some answer.
Okay, some answer are wrong. Okay, so make sure you know where you did wrong. Okay, and if you still don't understand, you can ask me. Okay? Alright. Next, now we will go into our lessons for today. Continuation from the chemical properties of acid. Today we are going to learn about chemical properties of alkali. Okay, it's the same thing as chemical properties as acid. It must have, because it's chemical properties, it must have what can alkali react with, and we must know the product. Okay, that is chemical properties. Physical properties of alkali is the taste bitter, pH more than 7, okay, turns red litmus paper to blue. Okay, this is all physical properties. Chemical properties, just like acid, we have 3 chemical properties of alkali that you need to know. So the first one is basically the same one as acid. Acid plus alkali, you will get salt and water. This is the same one lah, sebab acid plus base will get salt and water. So alkali is a base as well. So alkali plus acid will become salt and water. Sama lah. This is the same thing. Sodium hydroxide. So the same thing that you need to know as well. You have to be able to write down the chemical equation. Sodium hydroxide plus hydrochloric acid. The product will be sodium chloride and water. Chemical equation, ionic equation. This is the same one as last time. So next one. The second chemical properties of alkali is alkali, when they react with ammonium salt. Okay, ammonium salt is everything that have ammonium ions inside. Okay, this is ammonium ion. Contoh, let's say if ammonium ammonium pair with nitrate, so the ammonium salt is ammonium nitrate. If the ammonium ion pairing with the sulfate ion, so the ammonium salt will be ammonium sulfate. Okay, so this is the color sama. So this is the ammonium salt. Okay, this is the ammonium salt. So alkali can react with ammonium salt, and they will reaction will produce salt, water, and ammonia gas. Okay, And the formula for ammonia gas is NH3. This is for ammonia gas. NH4 plus is ammonium ion. Okay, make sure you didn't get these two confused. This is for ammonia gas molecule. Right. So the first example, when sodium hydroxide react with ammonium chloride. Okay, ammonium chloride, this is another example of ammonia salt. Ammonium salt. So basically ammonium salt is anything that have ammonium ion inside lah. Okay, so it can be ammonium chloride, it can be ammonium nitrate, it can be ammonium sulfate, it can be ammonium chloride, sulfate, nitrate. Okay, tiga tu. The product will be salt, water and ammonia plus ammonia sahaja. Chemical equations. As usual, you should be able to do the chemical equation. So, sodium hydroxide is NaOH, ammonium chloride is Na4Cl. You will got sodium chloride, salt, water and ammonia. So, these two is fixed. You just have to find the chemical formula for the salt. Macam yang sebelum-sebelum ni juga. So, if you don't know how, you write down the ions that are involved here. Okay, in sodium hydroxide, we have NaOH. In ammonium chloride, we have NH4 plus and Cl minus. Next, just change the partner. Na will now partner up with Cl. So, Na plus Cl minus become NaCl. So, that is how you got the formula for the salt. Another example. Let's say we have magnesium hydroxide plus with ammonium sulfate. Okay, write the chemical equation. Okay, I will show to you step by step as well. Step by step. Okay, first, identify the ions in the equation. Magnesium ions, Mg2+. Hydroxide ion, OH-. Ammonium ion, NH4+. Sulfate ion, SO4, 2-. Now, find out the formula for the reactants. So, reactants yang ni lah. Mg2 plus Mg2 plus OH minus 2 1 MgOH2. Ammonium sulfate NH4 plus sulfate 2 minus 1 2 NH4 2 SO4. There. So this is the reactants. How about the product? You know that the product will have salt, water, and ammonia. Okay, water is H2O, ammonia is NH3. So where's the salt come from? The salt will come from magnesium sulfate. So Mg2 plus SO4 2 minus 2 2 cancel out will be MgSO4. Next, you just write down the in equation. MgOH2 plus NH4 2SO4 and will produce MgSO4 plus H2O plus NH3. Now you just have to make it balance. NH4 ada 2. So 2 here, 6, 8, 8, 10, 2m. So 4, 2, oh, so another 2 here. So 4H, 6. Okay, 10H here and 10H here. So it's already balanced now. Okay. The last, okay, not yet. So this is what you have to know for the properties of alkali. When alkali react with ammonium salt. So this is how you do the experiment. You pour 1.0 mol per dm cube sodium hydroxide into a test tube and then you add ammonium chloride powder. So ammonium chloride powder ni lah ammonium salt. Ammonium salt. And this is your alkali. So the product you will get salt, water, and ammonia gas. Okay. So how do we test for the presence of ammonia gas? How do we confirm that the gas produced is ammonia gas? We use moist red litmus paper. Okay. So our observation will be pungent smell produced. Why pungent smell produced? Because of the ammonia. Ammonia have pungent smell. And then you also have colorless bubble gas because the gas is released. When the gas released, that's why you have bubble gas because of the ammonia gas. So how do we test for ammonia gas? The first one, you mix ammonia gas with concentrated hydrogen chloride in the boiling tube. You will have white smoke form. Or you can also use the second test, that is you can put red moist litmus paper into a test tube. Okay, ataupun you'll just put it on the top of the test tube that contain the ammonia gas. The ammonia gas will turn red litmus paper to blue because ammonia is an example of alkali. The next one, the last one is chemical properties of alkali. The third chemical properties of alkali is when alkali react with metal ions or solutions that have metals inside, they will produce insoluble metal hydroxide and cation alkali. Okay, for example, sodium hydroxide, this is alkali. Copper to sulfate, this is metal ions or metal solution. And the product will be insoluble metal hydroxide. So metal hydroxide, this is the metal hydroxide, and the properties is they are insoluble. Insoluble maksudnya tidak larut. Okay, so they will form precipitate. Precipitate adalah mendapkan. And sodium sulfate. So sodium sulfate is the cation alkali. The cation from the alkali, sodium and sulfate. Can you give me 1 minute? 1 minute, okay? Abang?
Okay.
Abang? Abang? Saya habiskan ni sikit lagi. Nak habis tak?
Kena biar dia nangis dulu. Kalau dia tu.
Dah sayang, dah sayang. Anak Mama cakap dah, Mama ada kelas. Okay, tunggu kejap, Mama ada kelas. Mama habiskan kelas kejap. Mama habiskan kelas. Ya, Mama habiskan kelas kejap. Okay. Continue. The chemical equation will be sodium hydroxide plus copper sulfate, and you will have metal hydroxide that is insoluble. So this one is insoluble lah. The one that have hydroxide will be the insoluble one, and you will have have the cation solution. So this is the cation solution, cation from the alkali. The ionic equation will be the metal ions and the hydroxide ions, and you will get the product, the insoluble product. That is the ionic equation. Okay, last example. Example number 2. Let's say we have aluminium hydroxide. Aluminium hydroxide, and we react with another metal, apa metal lain zinc. Zinc sulfate. Let's see. So you will get 2 product. Okay, the product will be aluminium sulfate. Okay, tukar je pasangan dia. Aluminium now dengan sulfate, zinc now dengan hydroxide. Aluminium sulfate plus zinc hydroxide. Can you tell me which one will be the insoluble one? Aluminium sulfate or zinc hydroxide will become the insoluble one?
Zinc sulfate.
Sorry? Sorry?
Zinc hydroxide.
Okay, tengok balik yang dekat atas. Okay.
Zinc sulfate.
Alkali plus metal ion, the insoluble will be the metal hydroxide. So, our product is aluminium sulfate and zinc hydroxide. So, which one will be the insoluble?
Zinc hydroxide.
Yes, so this one will be the insoluble one. Okay, aluminium sulfate will become the soluble one. So, apa lagi kena buat? What should you do next? You should be able to write down the equation as usual. So, aluminium hydroxide is AlOH3 plus zinc sulfate, and you will get aluminium sulfate Al2SO43 plus zinc hydroxide, and then you must balance it out. Balance sulfate 3, so zinc should be 3 as well. Hydroxide now is 6, 2 here. Now it is balanced. Okay, so that is all that you need to know. This is the experiment on how we add metal ions into an alkali. So we have metal ions here, metal ion solution, iaitu copper sulfate, and then we add alkali, and we will have insoluble metal hydroxide and soluble cation from alkali. Can you name the metal hydroxide? Here we add sodium hydroxide with copper sulfate. So what is our metal hydroxide?
Copper hydroxide.
Yes, good. Copper hydroxide. What is our cation alkali?
Sodium sulfate.
Good. Sodium sulfate. Okay, make sure it is balanced. 2 and 2. Sorry, okay, now it's balanced. Okay, so that is all that you need to know. Recap. Just 3 things. There's 3 chemical properties of alkali. Okay, you should be able to write down the chemical equation. You should know how to do the experiment for alkali plus ammonium salt. Okay, and then the test for ammonia. And then you should be able to do the experiment for alkali plus metal ions as well. Okay, so it is the same thing as I said before. You just know what is the 3 chemical properties of alkali. You should be able to write down the chemical equation. You should know how to write the procedure for experiment alkali plus ammonium salt and the test for ammonia gas, and you should be able to write down the procedure for experiment alkali plus metal as well. Okay, that is all. Do you have any question?
No.
Okay, if you have any question, you can always ask me. Okay, and as I said last class, you should be able to write down chemical formula and chemical equation by now. And for this class, you will, as usual, you also have exercise. I've already put the exercise in the Google Classroom. It is page 144 until 146. It is all chemical equation for chemical properties of alkali. Okay, so before you leave, as usual, write down your name in the chat book, and you may leave the Google Meet. And please do your exercise. Thank you. Memang.
Good job.
Abang memang.
Thank you, teacher.